Goes, I think it's, obviously we're going to see a lot less touchbacks. So, I mean, we did experiment a lot. Last year was a learning period. So I think, now it's just continuing that and, playing a lot more ball, which is exciting for special teams guys, exciting for me. I think, it's going to be a great play. And so hopefully we'll see a lot of exciting returns on our side when we do get a chance to return, and then a lot of, good kicks and coverage on our side as well.
Are you kind of at the point where, okay, let's just keep it like this and try to master this rather than every year?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when they make a rule change because you kind of do adjust, something you've been working on for, a long time. Obviously, for the longest time, kicking far and high on kickoffs and hang time mattered so much, and now it's kind of the opposite where it's just, placement and, precision is a little more important. So, some of it's fun, but yeah, I'd love for them, not every offseason to do that necessarily.
Have you had to learn some new skills in your kicking game or dust off some old skills or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's almost like, some like soccer skills that are popping up again where it's, a little more feel. Just because it's a very different kick than a field goal. Or, you don't want to necessarily just kick it straight to the returner or anything like that. So there's just a little bit of a I don't know, reliance on the feel of kind of my old days of soccer. And, you've seen guys do it last year where, different teams did different things. So we'll see what happens this year where, some teams may just kick and cover and some teams might even hit touchbacks. So we'll have to find out.
A couple years back, I remember you had somebody like tilting the ball, holding on to it, and then loopholes in the rule book. Is there something that you guys are trying to find that way that you can use in your favor?
We're always trying to compete and get any competitive advantage we could. But no, they've made the rules pretty clear about what you can and can't do so far. And if you guys see anything, let me know.
Daniel, obviously Ashton gets his number 2.
Yeah.
Was that a tense negotiation, and what have you thought of Ashton early in the offseason?
I heard before he even showed up. Just a high character guy, and so it was a really easy kind of. I wouldn't even call it a negotiation necessarily. Just a couple discussions, and it was super great. And everything I've seen on the field so far. I'm no expert, but he looks the part for sure.
Did you buy a new car with the money?
No new cars yet. So.
Speaking of which, how do you feel about getting the decision done?
Yeah, that's obviously the business side, but right now, especially this part of mini camp coming up, like I just want to focus on making kicks and leave the business side to that side. But obviously I love just going on year 8 as a Raider now, and so that's essentially been my whole career. And just honored to be a part of this historic organization, and excited where we're headed this year and the direction we're going as a program. I feel like so, if that happens, love that to happen. But I'm focused on the football side.
Especially with the kicks happened last year, you didn't really use them in the game as much, but you practiced them a lot. How much of that year kind of helped you to not have the pressure of necessarily doing it that much?
Yeah.
Practicing a lot of those.
Yeah, I think, like I said, last year was such a learning period where for a while we thought we were going to do a certain amount of kicks, and then it kind of shifted into, hey, this is working for other teams. We'll try and adjust to that. And so last year obviously the returns got to around the 30-yard line. Touchback was around 30-yard line. So eventually teams started just, hey, late in the season, keep guys healthy, play a little more touchback ball. Like I said, this year, obviously that's going to change in my opinion, but we'll have to see as it goes.
Are you worried that it affects your, like a golf stroke, a kicking stroke at all? Like your ankle kicks and then you're trying to kick?
No, it's definitely something, I think, like I said, I have to adjust because, you're used to just kind of having one ball where you kick it high, far, straight is the goal. It doesn't really matter, how quickly it gets there, kind of, you're trying to make it hard for the returner to catch. It's a fun, different part of the game where, like I said, I'm a little more reliant on like a soccer style kick almost. But obviously field goals is, that's, for me, it's still the priority because at the end of the day, that's what, can make or break games a lot of times. But at the same time, like I want to be one of the best in the league at that kickoff part. I want to be effective, because, it's not fun if we just start kicking touchbacks or something like that. I don't think that, brings any value to my team, and so it's my job to dominate that as well.
Getting back to the whole jersey change, have you seen yourself wearing the new jersey? And how's it, when you look at yourself, like, what the heck is this?
Well, yeah, I wore 8 when I was back in Oakland, so I was glad the old jersey still fits. It's a little tighter around the belly, but no, the old jersey still fits, and it works well, so I'm excited for that.
you think there's pressure on Ashton to perform in that number?
Yeah, I give him a hard time. I call him number 2 a lot and stuff because obviously he's returning kickoffs and stuff, so I get some interactions on the field with him. But he looks good at it.
You guys all set?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
This is